Welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you guys this simple top that you can make with just like 1.5 yards of fabric. So I'm going to be making these simple tops this period because it's almost Christmas. So any fabric that you have left from the year, you can just make something simple like this. So so now the first thing I did is just to fold my fabric into two, right? This is an Ankara fabric. The upper part is going to form my top. The lower part of it is already what I folded. You see, this is the whole length of an Ankara fabric. The upper part is for my top. The lower part is what I'm going to use to form my sleeve. But let me just set this aside and then get into the video. So the first fold you're seeing here is going to be my top, my front panel, which is the width is just my hip divided by 4, or your bust, anywhere that is the widest part of your body, divided by 4 plus 1. That is the width. And then the back has 1 inch. So what you're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and draft a basic bodice pattern. So I'm just going to rush through that. So I've already marked 1/2 inch at the top here, and then on this line my shoulder divided by 2, then come down 1 inch of shoulder slope. And then the next line I have here is my chest line, which is basically your armhole line that you can calculate by using your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So that is what I have here. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark 3 inches of neck depth. And then from this point, I'm going to connect it to my shoulder slope, just like this here. And then I'm also going to add 1/2 inch of seam allowance to it. And then after that, I'm going to connect it down to my bust line, just like this here. And then I'm going to give it a curve. Come in here, insert my bust measurement divided by 4, which is going to be at, I think, 11 or so. I'm going to go ahead and add my seam allowance. And then I'm going to come down to the waist, my waist divided by 4. And then on the waist, I did my waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches. And then at the hip, it's just the whole measurement of the cloth, which is my hip divided by 4 plus 1. The 2 inches I have here is for my darts and my seam allowance. So let's go ahead and connect everything. So from here, I'm going to connect to this point. I'm going to connect from here to here, here to here. So guys, the length I have here is 28, but my top is supposed to be at 26, right? And it depends on you the length you want for yours. So I'm going to go ahead now, come up to this side here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark about 1.5 inch from the end of the cloth here to the side, the body of this top, like this, just like this. So blend it in. So now all I have to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, cut this. So guys, this is what I cut off. The shoulder slope out, the armhole is out, the side seam here is out, and then the bottom part here is out, right? So the next thing I have to do is to measure from my shoulder, the tip here, and come down like 1 inch here. So I'm going to mark 1 inch of neck depth here. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and also cut this out for both the front and the back. As the next thing I have to deal with now is my darts. This, normally you would mark it on the wrong side of your cloth, but if I mark it on the wrong side, my chalk will not be visible for you guys to see. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to put the my tape at the top here, and then I'm going to measure to my waist, which is down here at 17.5 on this part here, divided by 2. Sorry, my nipple to nipple divided by 2. I've marked it here. So now I'm going to measure again from my shoulder to my nipple line, which is 12. So 1 inch, your dart is supposed to stop 1 inch before that, so it's going to be at 13, right? And then I'm going to also, my dart at my hip line is just almost the length of this here. So, but my dart is going to stop 2 inches before that. So my dart is stopping at 25. So all I have to do is just to measure this line here, this 4.5 line, all the way to the top here, and then all the way to the bottom here. And that is going to be my dart. So let me go ahead and connect it. So this is my dart here. And then I'm going to mark 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here. And then just like that, connect from here to here, and then here to here. The same for this part here to this point, and then here to this point. So this is going to be my dart. So this dart here, I'm going to transfer it to the other side of the front, but towards for the back is going to go all the way to this point, your chest line. This particular one for the back, this same dart, you're going to also transfer it to the back. So the two sides of the front, the two sides of the back, but the one for the back is going to go all the way. Instead of stopping here, you're going to extend it all the way to this line here. So it's going to look something like this for the back, right? And remember, you're marking it on the wrong side of your cloth. I'm just marking it here just because it's visible. I'm going to wipe this off and later and mark it on the other side. So now let me just go ahead and split open the back panel. Once I split it open, I'm going to remove it. This 1 inch here is for my zipper for the back, right? So now I can take this out and then make a few more changes to the front. So that will include the neckline. So all I have to do is just to bring it down. Where do you want your neckline to be? So I think I'm going to go from here, from the tip of the shoulder. I'm going to make it at, let's say 8 or so. So from here to 8, I'm going to connect from this point here. You can make yours lower, you can make yours higher. So I'm going to just cut this piece out. Now that I've done this, the next thing is going to be, you can use your facing, like take your lining and cut out a facing that looks exactly like this, or you can just cut out a lining that looks like you can turn it over with lining entirely for both the front and the back, right? So guys, this is my front panel. So all I have to do is just to take one side of this here, put it to the shoulder here, just like this, after I've picked my dart, and then another one on this other side too, just like this here, right? So you're going to take it, join the two shoulders together, put in your dart here, put in the dart both sides of the front, and then we're going to tackle the sleeve. This is a flutter sleeve, but a short one. That is what she has there. So it depends on you how you want to do yours. So normally you would cut it, there are different ways to cut it. One method being just draft out a basic sleeve pattern, and then you can just go ahead and then you're going to slash it, right? You're just going to take it here, maybe give it space in between like this, like maybe 1.5, or you can, it's now that I've marked it all over, another thing you're going to do is just to mark it like cut it all the way to the end, almost to the end, like it's barely holding on at. So guys, you see what I've done here? So if I was cutting it now, and let's say you had like extra fabric, I'm saying like if you have more than just you have up to like complete 2 yards of fabric. I'm not just doing it the way I have the bottom part of what I cut out to make this, because this is just trying to make a style out of like 1.5 yards of fabric, right, with whatever fabric you have left. So once you trace it like this, now you're going to spread it out, widen it more and more like this, tape it down, and then you're going to trace out this upper part of it like this, trace out everything on this upper part like this, and then you widen the bottom part, pin it down, and then trace out the lower part like this. That is how you're going to do it. Do the first one for the upper part of the sleeve, maybe the shorter one, and then bring down that one again now, and then you're going to widen it again this time around, increase the length. Like the first one, I did it exactly where the end of this one is. Now the second one, I can just extend my hand and just trace it, knowing that I'm using the lower part of this, you understand? And then, but I will still maintain this upper part to be the same. It's just that I extended I maybe extended by, let's say 3 inch from the end here. And if you see, this fabric is folded into 2, so I'm cutting 2 sleeves at the same time. If you don't want to do it that way, another way to do it is just, without tracing it on a paper, is to just fold your fabric into 2, like how I have mine now. The fabric I cut out, right? And then what I did is that I'm going to go ahead and fold this into 2 like this, one being longer than the other depending on the length you want to work with. And then I'm going to measure what length do I have here. So the first length I have about, I think I have 10 for the first one, the second one 7 inches, right? I don't know if I think this might be too long, not sure yet. I can always go back and reduce the length. So what I'm going to do is that the width I have here is my armhole divided by 2 plus like extra, I think extra 3, almost 3 inches here. So now the next thing is just to go ahead and draft a basic sleeve. So I'm going to mark it here, down here, and then I'm also going to mark 4 inches down here, just the 4 inches down here, 4 inches down here. And then I'm going to take my ruler, connect the 2 of them together just like this, and then from here I'm going to mark to this point here, and then halfway through the line give it a curve below like this, and then a curve above like this. You see what I did here? All I have to do is just cut out this basic sleeve pattern, and then I'm going to use it for both of them. Another thing I can do is that coming to this end here, I can go up 1 inch here and then blend it in. Do the same on this here. Come to the end of this, like the sides here. This is the part with the fold, right? And then come to this part again, go up 1 inch here and blend it in. This will just give it that curve, like it's coming in like this towards the upper part here. This is the part with the fold. If you don't understand what I did here, this fabric is actually just one whole fabric. I folded it into two. After folding it into two, it's like the bottom part of my Ankara that I used. I folded it again into 4 now, and then I folded it this direction. You see, I folded it this way, made one shorter, made one longer. The shorter one is going to be, because it's double layer sleeve, the shorter one is my upper sleeve, the longer one is my longer sleeve. You understand? So now all I have to do is just cut this out, and once I cut this out, I've cut it for the 2 sleeves. So guys, this is it here. You see, I have 2 of them now. So this is the shorter one. I'll remove it. This is the longer one here. So there are 2 of this here for 2 sleeves here. You see, one at the top of the other. So the longer sleeve on this one here is going to have this here. This one here is the longer one. This one is the longer one. And then for the shorter one, there's one going to this here, and then there's also one going to this one here. Just like this. So I have for the 2 sleeves that I'm working with. So that is basically what I have here. So guys, this is it here. I've gone ahead and added my sleeve. You see, this is the opening. Another way you can do this type of sleeve, if you have enough fabric, is to cut it as a circle sleeve, but cut it shorter. You understand? So mine, I decided to just cut it this way, but you can make yours like a circle sleeve and just cut it like short circle sleeve. That way it will have that flutter at the end. But I'm okay with the way my own looks. Like I said, I'm trying to use about 1.5 yards for this here. So that's basically it here. It's just a simple bodice here. By the side, if you feel like coming up 1.5 is not okay for you, make it 2 inches. Blend it into the body of this here, so that this curve here can go down, because I went back in and reduced mine just a little bit more. So that is basically it here. It has a zip at the back here. It just has 2 dots at the back, 2 dots in front. This is a very simple top that you can make in less than an hour. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.